The void around the dying star was a maelstrom of fire and debris. Human ships, battered and limping, drifted helplessly as alien cruisers tore through the formation with unrelenting precision. Energy shields flickered and failed one by one, leaving fragile hulls exposed to the alien onslaught. Commander Rhea Kael gripped the control console, knuckles white, eyes scanning the holographic displays that showed wave after wave of incoming enemy fire. "Shields at 20%, Commander. Engines overheating," reported her tactical officer, voice trembling despite years of combat experience. Rhea clenched her jaw. "Keep them steady. We hold them off as long as we can. Focus on protecting the civilian transports." Explosions rocked the fleet, sending shards of metal and energy fragments careening into space. Alarms blared as the closest human cruiser erupted in a flare of plasma. Pilots screamed over the comms, warning of collisions and catastrophic damage. For a moment, the entire fleet seemed on the brink of annihilation. The civilians aboard transports huddled in makeshift shelters, fear palpable even through reinforced hulls. Families clutching each other, engineers trying desperately to maintain failing systems, medics racing to tend the wounded. It was chaos on a scale that could crush even the hardest hearts. Rhea's eyes swept over the dying star, its dim light reflecting off her visor. Humanity had faced impossible odds before, but this felt different. Alien fleets had them cornered, surrounding every exit from the system, leaving no room to retreat. "Rhea," her communications officer whispered, "all hope, it's gone." She shook her head, refusing to accept it. Humanity might be battered, outnumbered, and desperate, but defeat was not yet written. Somewhere in the darkness, beyond the void, she felt a flicker, a possibility that salvation could come from the unlikeliest of places. A glimmer of hope, waiting to emerge. The fleet drifted in the void, battered and silent, bracing for the inevitable. Every sensor blip, every faint ripple of energy was scrutinized, but nothing should have prepared them for what appeared on the edge of detection. At first, it was just a faint anomaly, a distortion in the darkness beyond the dying star. Then it grew, a vast shape emerging from the blackness, cloaked until now, moving with a deliberate, almost predatory grace. "Commander, you're not going to believe this," muttered Lieutenant Eric, pointing at the sensor readouts. "Something's out there, massive, and it's approaching." Rhea leaned forward, heart pounding, her fingers tightening on the console. The alien fleet maintained its predatory formation, unaware that something even greater was arriving. She ordered the fleet to hold position, every ship tense, engines humming with barely restrained energy. The anomaly's shape gradually resolved itself, a warship unlike any human or alien design they had ever seen. Sleek and immense, bristling with weaponry that defied conventional classification, it moved with uncanny precision as if it could anticipate every move of the surrounding fleets. Rumors of human secret warships circulated in whispers across the colonies, legends meant to inspire hope in dark times. But this? This was far beyond any tale. "What is it?" murmured a young ensign, eyes wide. "Another alien fleet? Some kind of superweapon?" Rhea shook her head, studying the approaching craft. "No, it's human, and I think we just got our second chance." As the warship drew closer, energy flares from its hull illuminated the void, reflecting across the trembling human ships. The aliens, confident and arrogant, had prepared for a slaughter, but they had underestimated humanity's ingenuity. The fleet held its breath, anticipation and fear mingling as the unknown warship came fully into view. In that moment, the tide of battle hung on a knife's edge, and salvation, or destruction, loomed just beyond the darkness. The human warship emerged from the shadows of the void with a brilliance that blinded the fleet momentarily. Its massive hull gleamed under the dying star's light, sleek and angular, bristling with weapon systems unlike any the alien forces had encountered. Energy shields flared to life, sending arcs of power rippling across its surface, and massive cannons hummed with a low, resonant vibration that made the surrounding ships shudder. Rhea's fleet and the trapped civilians stared in awe, mouths agape at the sight of salvation manifesting from the darkness. The aliens, confident in their victory, had begun tightening their grip on the human ships, firing volleys that should have ended the battle. But the warship moved with impossible precision, intercepting attacks before they reached the fleet. "Target their lead cruiser," Rhea shouted, adrenaline surging. "Keep formation and follow its lead." The warship responded instantly, blasting through alien lines with surgical accuracy. Explosions illuminated the void as alien vessels erupted in flames, debris scattering like falling stars. Small human starfighters darted in tandem with the warship, striking at weakened points as the alien fleet scrambled to regroup. Every calculated movement by the mysterious vessel showcased not just raw firepower, but a strategic mind guiding every strike. One of the alien commanders barked orders frantically, trying to anticipate the attack, but it was too late. The humans had caught them off guard. Panic rippled through the enemy formation as their ships were torn apart one by one. Rhea gripped the console, heart racing, as the warship's massive silhouette moved between her fleet and the alien attackers. "It's incredible," whispered a pilot beside her. "They're saving us." For the first time in what felt like an eternity, hope surged through the battered human fleet. The tide of battle was turning, and the mysterious warship from the void was the spearhead of humanity's vengeance. The aliens had thought victory was certain, but now the hunters had become the hunted. The alien fleet was in disarray. Shattered ships floated silently in the void, drifting like broken bones among the wreckage of their once dominant formation. The human warship cut through the chaos with relentless precision, its energy cannons carving swaths through enemy vessels while shields absorbed counterattacks that would have obliterated any ordinary ship. Rhea's fleet, battered but alive, regrouped behind it, finding courage and coordination in its presence. Communication channels buzzed as human pilots and fleet commanders relayed positions and strategies, all moving in perfect synchrony with the enigmatic vessel. Each maneuver of the warship seemed preordained, calculated, and devastatingly effective. Alien forces, once confident and arrogant, now scrambled to salvage what remained, their lines collapsing under the combined might of human ingenuity and this hidden weapon. From her command chair, Rhea activated long-range sensors, detecting a familiar signature within the ship, a human captain, long thought lost in the early stages of the war. The realization sent a ripple of hope through the fleet. This was no ordinary reinforcements, this was a legend returned, a master tactician wielding a warship unlike any other, and the embodiment of humanity's unyielding spirit. As the alien retreat began, Rhea directed her fleet to press the advantage. Stragglers were intercepted, surrendering ships carefully captured or neutralized. The surviving human ships, inspired and emboldened, pressed forward, reclaiming territory that had seemed forever lost. When the last alien vessel retreated beyond sensor range, the void grew quiet. The human warship, towering and imposing, returned to a distant holding sector, wings of energy dimming as it resumed a watchful vigil. The colonies were safe, their defenders triumphant, and hope restored. Rhea surveyed the battlefield, reflecting on the narrow margin between annihilation and survival. Humanity had been on the brink, but ingenuity, courage, and a single legendary warship had turned the tide. From that day forward, the void would remember, when hope fades, humanity's resolve, and its hidden weapons, will always emerge from the darkness.